A Utah powerhouse, 17-time state champion, but the Jim and Rich has room for an 18th banner.
Dug up by the Eagles. Lyman sets it up for Hansen. Blocked. Touched over. They're going to call it a double hit.
A school with a long tradition and legacy. A tradition and legacy of excellence, success, and, of course, championships.
Walker with the service. Stacy receives. Good pass. Cornea doesn't have to move. Wallenstein's hit. Deflected to the floor. It dropped into the donut hole. Bryce Hansen.
Rebel Volleyball is brought to you by Evanston Regional Hospital, Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley, the Come On In Casper, Plains Tire, the Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender, Freeway Tire, Auto Farm Chevrolet, Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau.
A quick back set to Staple. Back corner. Kendall finds the spot.
This is Rich Rebel Volleyball. Rebel fans, get comfortable, strap it down, and enjoy another broadcast of Rich Volleyball. We head down to the court to join the voice of the Rich Rebels, Matthew Peterson.
Good afternoon, Rebel fans, and welcome to Lyman High for today's matchup between the Rich Rebels and the Lyman Eagles. Both sides coming off losses yesterday. We'll touch upon that more in our scene set, but they look to rebound today. They are meeting for the second time this season, and the Rebels look to sweep the Eagles. I'm Matthew Peterson. Happy you're alongside me here on a rather chilly, actually, now that I start talking about it, afternoon here in southwest Wyoming in the Bridger Valley area as the Rebels come on the road to take on the Lyman Eagles. We've got a lot going on. We'll get into our Town of Randolph pregame show, so you'll want to keep it right here on Rebel Radio 98.3 FM KADQ and mylocalradio.com.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of almost 6,300 feet and with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that's one reason the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, respect, a love for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Lynn Weston and the town board proudly support the Rich Rebels and hope you'll be able to visit soon and come back often.
Welcome back to Lyman High for today's matchup between the Rich Rebels and the Lyman Eagles. Let's move into our scene set. Our scene set is going to tell us about the two sides' records coming into today's matchup. We're on the Town of Randolph pregame show, thanks to Mayor Lynn Weston and the town council members and the county clerk. So the Rebels and the Eagles both with 7 wins to their name. Rich entering with a 7-3 overall record, while Lyman is 7-4 on the season. Both sides were coming up short in a losing effort yesterday. Rich lost at Intermountain Christian School, a 3-1 loss, and Coach Lamborn talked about it in our coaches show. We'll have that aired later on in the pregame show, so you'll want to listen to that. And as for Lyman, they're coming off a 3-1 loss against Pinedale. Both sides not getting the result they would have hoped for, but these are two strong and competitive teams. We saw that the first time they met. That was a few weeks ago in the Star Valley tournament, and Rich would go on to win that 3-1. We're going to talk about that more later on. But you're listening right now to Rebel Radio. I'm Matthew Peterson. It's going to be Rebels versus Eagles. The Rebels lost the JV matchup against Lyman, so they look to restore some claim to their name in the varsity matchup. We'll take another quick break, and we'll be back with more Rebel Volleyball right after this.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
We're back at Lyman High for today's matchup between the Rebels and the Eagles. It'll get underway in about 20-ish minutes. Both varsity sides taking their respective turns and warming up right now. The freshman and JV matchup we're running a little behind schedule, as so the varsity will not have a first serve at 1 p.m. as scheduled, probably closer to 105, 110 in that neighborhood. Let's continue on, though. We're into the second portion of our scene set, and we're going to talk about the last two times these sides took the court. The last time these two sides took the court, Rich defeated Lyman 3-1. Rich went on to win the first two sets, and then Lyman won the third set, but the Rebels squashed the Eagles in the fourth set. But they were hard-fought sets both ways. The largest margin of a final score was only 5 points, and that was in Rich's favor in the first set. So after that, it was really close volleyball, back and forth, a lot of lead changes, tied scores, back and forth. So this is a hard-fought match between the two, and I expect the same in the second series here, this time at Lyman High. That's our scene set for today's matchup. We're going to step aside, and we'll get into our coaches show. We'll first speak with the Rebels. I checked that. We're going to first speak with the Lyman head coach, Coach Hansen. She'll talk about her crew and what we can expect to see out of the Eagles. And then we'll get to our very own Rebel head coach, Wendy Lamborn. That's all on the Stacy's Repair Coaches Show. Need a repair? Take it to the ones who truly care. So don't go anywhere, Rebel fans. We got more going on here in our Town of Randolph pregame show. Rebel Volleyball will get underway in roughly 20 minutes. So don't go far, Rebel fans. We will be right back.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
We take your fun very seriously. That's why we put so much emphasis on training and experience with our mechanics at Cash Honda Yamaha. Whether you're getting it ready for an upcoming season, putting it away for the winter, the best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites.
Welcome back into our Stacy's Repair Coaches Show. We will first hear from the voice of the Eagles head coach, Brescia Hansen. She's going to talk about her crew and what the Rebel fans will expect to see from them. And then it's going to be Wendy Lamborn. We're right now in the middle of our Stacy's Repair Coaches Show that's going on in the pregame show, which is brought to you by the Town of Randolph. We'll step aside, and when we return, it's Coach Hansen for the Lyman Eagles up first, and afterwards, Wendy Lamborn for the Rich Rebels as we get closer to our first serve here at Lyman High between the Rebels and the Eagles, roughly 15 or so minutes away. We'll be right back, Rebel fans.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Freeway Tire. With a friendly and knowledgeable staff, Quick and dependable service and great prices come together. Call Freeway Tire at 307-789-8632. And by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
We welcome you in here to the Stacy's Repair Coaches Show. I'm with Coach Hanson for Lyman. Coach, thank you for taking the time to speak today.
Absolutely. Thanks for talking to me.
Coach, how about you update me on what the Lyman Eagles have been up to recently and how your team has played?
Well, as far as this week goes, we played at Kemmer last night, and that gym is it's a great gym to play volleyball in because everything's open, but the volleyball court is oriented in a different way. There's all this space behind the end line, and it's kind of a unique environment to play in and hard to adjust to. But we did a good job after we kind of got the train going the right direction and were able to win in 3 last night. So that was a good start to our games this week.
Coach, you guys are going up against Rich today, I should say, and you've already played them once this season. So what's it like when you go up against a team a second time?
Well, when you go up against a team the second time, you know a little more what you're in for. We did play them last year too, so we knew they would serve aggressively. We knew they'd play really tough defense. It's hard to put a ball down against that team. And so I know that I have to try to get my offense in the mindset that thing's going to keep coming back, and we have to not get discouraged by that because Rich plays really tough defense, and we've seen it now this year, and we know that we're going to see that again on Saturday.
Based on your takeaways from the last time you and the Eagles faced off against the Rebels, what would you want to change from your side?
Well, I think that we have been working on our passing, and so that's something that's going to pay off for us. We can mix up our offense a little bit more and maybe work their defense a little more, with balls coming at them from a different direction. So that will be a good thing. And we've been working on aggressive serving as well. So hopefully we can get them a little out of system so that we can get into our offense more smoothly.
Let's talk about your roster a little bit here, Coach Hanson. You got such a special player in Bryce Hanson, your daughter, I assume. So what's it been like having her on the court and overall her impact to the team?
Okay, well, listen, this is my 16th year of coaching, and it's been pretty recent in my coaching life that I've coached my own daughter. So I didn't get into coaching to coach her. She's just happens to be in my program now. And the kid has been drug around from gym to gym her whole life. And so, yeah, she does a really good job because she's watched a million volleyball games, and she's peppered with my varsity players since the time she was a kid. And so she is a good player, and she has a great court sense about herself, and it's fun. It's fun to coach my kid. I never thought I'd get to this point in my career, when my kids were little, but she does. She does a great job. She probably takes a little more from me than I give to my other players in terms of, come on, let's get going, do your job and all that sort of stuff. But she's a great kid to coach and a great kid to have on my court.
I'm here with Coach Hanson of the Lyman Eagles. Coach, one final question, and then I'll let you get back to preparing for today's matchup against the Rebels. We're really in the meat of the schedule towards the midway point, so what's the biggest improvement you've seen from your team from start to now?
I hate to pick just one, so I'm going to say 2, passing and serving. We've improved on those 2 things tremendously, and as any volleyball coach knows, that's the backbone of it all. And so we have gotten a ton better at both of those skills.
Well, thank you so much for the time, Coach. Always appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
That's Coach Hanson on the Stacy's Repair Coaches Show.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of almost 6,300 feet and with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that's one reason the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, respect, a love for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Lynn Weston and the town board proudly support the Rich Rebels and hope you'll be able to visit soon and come back often.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less traveled. Plains Tire, 157 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Folks have many reasons to visit Casper, Wyoming every year, whether it's work, high school sports and activities, a romantic getaway, or business meetings. The best place to stay when you're in Casper is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. A beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, a pool, fitness center, and a fabulous indoor atrium. You can also reserve meeting rooms for your next event, and each stay includes an extended continental breakfast. Reserve your rooms today at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. Call 307-472-6300.
We welcome you into the Stacy's Repair Coaches Show. I'm joined by Rebel head coach Wendy Lamborn. Coach, let's start things off with talking about last night's loss in Salt Lake area against Intermountain Christian Academy. What are your quick takeaways from that?
You know, I don't know that we came completely ready to play that. I think we thought we were, but we didn't have our very best game against them. Just kind of a bad loss, but we're going to hope to regroup and get them next Saturday.
Coach, leading into that game, you guys had played some easier opponents. What does that do to a team when you kind of get birthed by a fire when you go against a tough team after having some easier opponents?
You know, we did play some easy games this week, and we're trying to gear up for just ICS, but I don't know if we not overlooked them, but we just didn't come very mentally ready to play. We played more defense than we played offense.
Coach, as you guys get ready for Lyman today, it's your second matchup against the Eagles this season. What's it like when you go up against a team a second time?
You know, it's always tough. We beat them, and they got one from us in Star Valley. Lyman's a great team, so you can never overlook a team like this. They're super scrappy and coached well, and we just got to go think positive and get a good win today.
Last time you guys went up against the Eagles, one of their star players, Hanson, had a fantastic afternoon. So how do you prepare for going up against her again?
You know, we got to swing hard. Hanson's a great blocker. She's a great swinger too. We just got to play our game. If we could just finally get our game together, then I'm not much worried.
Coach, final question, and then I'll let you get back to preparing for today's matchup against the Lyman Eagles. You got some new faces on the court. How has the team adjusted to everyone having some different roles?
You know, it definitely is an adjustment. There's some things that we probably lack in and some things that we gained. And so, I mean, you know, we just got to go with what we have. And that's what I've told them all along. We never know with this crazy thing that's happening what we're going to end up with. So we just got to always learn to play with each other. We practice that way, and we practice intermixed all the time. So hopefully that won't affect them much, and that they'll just keep on doing what they do best.
That's Coach Wendy Lamborn on the Stacy's Repair Coaches Show. Coach, thank you for the time.
Thank you.
We appreciate Coach Lamborn and Coach Hanson's time on our Stacy's Repair Coaches Show.
We're getting closer to kickoff. Scratch that first serve today between the Rebels and the Eagles. We'll take one last break, and then when we return, it's time for Rebel Volleyball against the Lyman Eagles.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of almost 6,300 feet and with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that's one reason the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, respect, a love for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Lynn Weston and the town board proudly support the Rich Rebels and hope you'll be able to visit soon and come back often.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when two roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less traveled. Plains Tire, 157 Pear River Drive, Evanston.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Folks have many reasons to visit Casper, Wyoming every year, whether it's work, high school sports and activities, a romantic getaway, or business meetings. The best place to stay when you're in Casper is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. A beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, a pool, fitness center, and a fabulous indoor atrium. You can also reserve meeting rooms for your next event, and each stay includes an extended continental breakfast. Reserve your rooms today at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. Call 307-472-6300.
All right, folks, the Town of Randolph pregame show is coming to a close. We are getting into our Lutz Construction starting lineups. Starting first for the Lyman Eagles, we have number 15, Kendall Dickerson. Then it's going to be Emma Nelson.
She has something worse than COVID, a boyfriend. Sage Bradshaw.
Sage Bradshaw, some funny introductions today by the athletic director. Sage Bradshaw, number 14, getting the start, sophomore. Then after that, it is Brooklyn Walker, number 5, a senior. And one of the star players for Lyman, number 10, Bryce Hansen, a junior. And finally, number 2, junior Raven Heaton. And as for the Rebels, they send out the usual suspects with a slight twist. It is McKenna Stacy, as always, joined by Sage Tingy, a pair of seniors. Then Taylor McKee, the junior, gets the start today in replace of J.C. Cornea. After that, we have junior Annie Peer. Brittany Lamborn, a fellow junior, takes the starting ranks, and it rounds out with Mackenzie Smith, also part of the starting 6. And that is our Lutz Construction starting lineups. We are now in for our pregame slice, thanks to Old Chicago Pizza in Logan. Pizza and more built from scratch, one delicious, fresh ingredient at a time. Give them a visit at Logan, 795 East, 1400 North. As someone who's from the Chicagoland area, I know good pizza, and that right there is good pizza thanks to Logan, Old Chicago Pizza in Logan. All right, we are now just about ready for today's matchup now against the Rebels and the Eagles. The two sides met a few weeks ago at the Star Valley Duels. Rich won 3-1, and they look to continue that success today. To begin, it will be Brittany Lamborn for the Rebels to serve in set number 1 as she awaits the whistle, and it is granted, and we are now ready to have Rebel Volleyball back underway. Lamborn serves. It is tracked down in the far corner by Rose. Passes over to Hansen, who swings and hits inside for a kill, and the first point goes to the Lyman Eagles. They lead 1-0 on our Station on Main scoreboard in set number 1, which is brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet. A serve from Lyman goes to Sage Tingy, who hits it up in the air for McKee, who passes over to Stacy. She knocks it across, but the Eagles are ready for it. Now Hansen hitting for Lyman, and she gets back-to-back kills to start us off, and the Eagles double the lead. It is 2-0 Lyman early in the first set. Hansen with a pair of kills to get the first 2 points. Service from Lyman goes to Tingy. McKee passes up in the middle, and it's tracked down by Mackenzie Smith and Lamborn. Now Lyman with the other end of the court. A hard hit, and that finds the back left corner for Kendall Dickerson, and it'll be a Rebel point. Actually goes out of play, so Rich is on the board. 2-1. Annie Peart, the junior, will serve for the Rebels. She serves a hard serve. It sends Bradshaw flying in the air to get it, and then Hansen can only hit it to the back line. Lamborn passes it up front. McKee setting. Stacy hitting a pancake dig, laying out his Rose, and now Hansen hits it over, and the Rebels are scrambling to get it, but they get it across the net. Lyman setting up their attack. Hansen with another hard hit, and she gets her third kill as it's too far away from the arms of Brittany Lamborn, and it's a 3-1 advantage for the Eagles. 3-1, and Tarsley Rose will serve for Lyman. She runs, jumps, and hits. Barely gets over the net. Lamborn sends it into the sky. Peart tracks it down, and then it's Dixie Hufferker heading it across. Eagles setting up their attack. Hansen hits. It sends Peart to the floor, and it deflects off her hand to the floor as well for an Eagle point. Their lead is up to 3. It's 4-1. A service from Rose goes to Lamborn. McKee setting to the far side. Stacy hits it hard, but Rose can handle it. And now the Eagles have Hansen hit, and Lamborn cannot get a paw to it. It's a point for the Lyman Eagles. They're up 5-1, a early lead for Lyman, who's raced out to 5 quick points thanks to Bryce Hansen. Service from Rose goes to Lamborn. She sets it over to McKee, who passes it back in the middle, and then Tingy can only knock it across. Walker sets it. A hit from the Eagles is going to fall for a Lyman point as a diving Lamborn can't get to it in time. It's now 6-1. Rebels have found themselves in an early hole. 6-1 Lyman. Rose continuing to serve. Her service will go to Lamborn, who sends it into the second row of the crowd for an Eagle point after a service ace, the first of the match. It is 7-1 Lyman early on in the first set, brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet on the station on main scoreboard. Here's Tarsley Rose continuing to serve. Her serve goes to Annie Peart. She puts it too close to the net, and it's an easy tip-tap-toe for the Lyman Eagles. It was Brooklyn Walker who just poked it back across for an Eagle point. It is now 8-1 Lyman in the first set. Lyman has raced out to an early advantage, and they're not looking back right now. Rose continuing to serve for Lyman. Run, jump, and hit from Rose. It's too deep. It's a Rebel point after the service error. And now Rich is within 6. It's 8-2 on the station on main scoreboard. Advantage Lyman. McKee with a strong serve, and Bradshaw knocks it in the air, and it goes out of play. An ace for McKee. Rebels now within 5. It's 8-3. McKee will serve again. Another strong serve. Hansen handles it, puts it near the net, and the Eagles are able to get it across, but it hits the net, hits the out-of-bounds marker, and the Rebels get the point. The out-of-bounds pole, I should say. And it's now 8-4 Lyman. McKee serves, but she hits it too hard. It goes out of play. A service error has given the Eagles a point of, has given the Eagles their 9th point. It's now 9-4. Service from Walker. Peart handles it. McKee passes it, and Lamborn way near her back line knocks it across. Now the Eagles on their third hit set up Hansen, who buries it for a kill. 10-5 Lyman. They lead by 5 in the first set on the station on main scoreboard. Walker continuing to serve. Peart passes it up. McKee setting near the net, and that's Peterson just tapping it across, and she gets a kill. Peterson coming off the bench. She gets the Rebel 6 point, and it's now 10-6 on the station on main scoreboard. 10-5, correct that. Service from Stacy is too deep, and it's a Lyman point. 11-5. Eagles serve, goes across in a rainbow style. Rose knocks it up now for Lyman, who sets it across, and that's Sage Bradshaw, who has her shot deflected out of play for a Lyman point. Their lead is up to 7 now. It's 12-5 in the Auto Farm Chevrolet first set. Hansen serving for Lyman. McKee passes near the net. Lamborn swings. It goes partially in the net and partially blocked, but then the Rebels get it across on the third hit. Walker setting it up. A cross-court hit from Bradshaw. And Peterson on the Rebels' end blasts it through the back line for a Lyman point. It's now 13-7, Lyman. 13-5. Peart hitting into the sky. Stacy there to pass to Tingy, who knocks it over. Walker setting to the far side, and Sage Bradshaw finds the inside corner for a kill. It is 14-5, Lyman. A T7 propane timeout is called by Coach Lamborn. We'll take a timeout of our own, but in the meantime, it's a 14-5 advantage in the first set for the Lyman Eagles.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
Welcome back to Lyman High. Rebels trail 14-5 in the Auto Farm Chevrolet first set. Sage Bradshaw, a sophomore, will serve for the Eagles to restart us. Her service is a lollipop right across to Brittany Lamborn, who passes to McKee, and then Lamborn with a dump set into the middle. A flying Bradshaw keeps it alive for the Eagles, but ultimately it goes out of play on the Lyman end for a Rebel point. 14-6, Rich cutting into the lead. They're down 8 on the station on main scoreboard. We appreciate you making Rebel Volleyball a part of your day. Now here is Mackenzie Smith to serve for the Rebels. Her service is a good one, goes to the near corner for Bradshaw to deal with, and that sets up for a middle spike, but the Rebels can deal with it, and now it is going to be Annie Peart hitting to the far corner for a point, and the Rebels pick up 2 in a row. They now trail by 7. It's 14-7 on the station on main scoreboard. Smith with her second serve. We had a Bear Lake Realty kill a moment ago, and she gets it across. Walker setting. Bradshaw hitting. It's partially deflected, and the Rebels now with a Lamborn hit, and that's a Bear Lake Realty kill for Brittany Lamborn. It's blocked, but to the floor of the Lyman end, and the Rebels pick up 3 in a row after the timeout. They trail 14-8. Smith to serve. Bradshaw hits into the far corner, out of play. A Crawford Trough service ace for Mackenzie Smith, the junior. And that ace gives the Rebels their 9th point. They trail 5. It's 14-9. Smith to serve again. Goes to Rose deep in the middle. Walker with a quick dump set trying to catch the Rebels off guard, but they're ready for it. Tingy sets it up, and Peart can hit it across, and the point goes to Lyman. A whistle is blown. I'm unsure what it was. Appeared to be an error near the net. But the Eagles claim their 15th point of the Auto Farm Chevrolet first set. They're up 15-9. Service gets across for Caroline Bradshaw. Lamborn loads up and hits. It's partially deflected and out of play for a Rebel point. 15-10 Eagles. Rebels climbing out of a hole that they dug themselves in early on. McKenna Stacy barely gets her serve across the net. Walker setting it up. Bradshaw hitting. It's Tingy setting it up for Lamborn. Now hits to the back corner, and Hansen's there to handle it. Walker setting. Bradshaw hitting. It's partially deflected. It hits the inside portion of the court for a Eagle point. It's now 16-10 on the station on main scoreboard. Advantage Lyman. Back to serve for the Eagles is Raven Heaton, a junior. Raven serves, goes to Smith deep in the middle. McKee setting, and Annie Peart just tapping it across ever so lightly, and the Eagles knock it out of play. The Rebels take the point. They come back within 5. It's 14-11 16-11. Here's Brittany Lamborn to serve. She got us going, and her serve barely gets across. It's passed near the net. Walker hitting into the sky, and Bradshaw punches it over to the near side corner for a Lyman point. 17-11 Eagles in the first set. Sage Bradshaw, who just got the point, will now serve. She throws, runs, jumps, and hits to Smith. McKee tracks down the initial pass, and then Mackenzie Smith knocks it over on the third hit. Walker setting, Hansen hitting, and she gets another kill. Bryce Hansen on the roll early on. It's her 6th kill, and the Eagles get the 18th point of their own. They lead 18-11 on the station on main scoreboard. Sophomore Sage Bradshaw will serve. She runs, jumps, and hits. Goes to Smith, not too deep in the middle. McKee setting. Peart tracking it down as it was a set out of bounds. It hits the foul pole line, essentially. And a point goes to the Eagles. They now lead 19-11. Bradshaw serves, puts Smith on her knees to handle. Stacy hits into a wall, and Hansen and Dickerson combine to get the point as it goes on the Rebels portion of the court. It's 20-11. Eagles dominating the Auto Farm Chevrolet first set. Bradshaw throws it, hits it, goes to Stacy. McKee tracks it down. On the third hit, Stacy from the 6-foot line knocks it over. Now the Eagles have it. Dickerson loads up. It is in. They rule a kill for Kendall Dickerson, the junior, and it's now 21-11 Eagles. Sage Bradshaw throws it, hits it on the serve. It has Stacy dealing with it at her knees. McKee setting it up for Peart, who hits to the back far corner, but it's too deep, and it's a point for the Eagles, who have grown their lead all the way up to 22-11 advantage. Service from Lyman. Bradshaw hits it out of play, and the bleeding stops for Rich. They pick up the 12th point. It is 22-12. They trail by 10 in the first set. Annie Peart, the junior, run, jumps, hits. Goes in the middle to Bradshaw. Now Hansen loads up, and wow, how does she hit it that hard? It's a kill, nevertheless. And the Eagles are up 23-12. Hansen just piling on the kills in this first set. Rose will serve. For the Eagles, it goes to Tingy. Passes up to McKee. Huffaker hits hard, and she gets a kill, a Bear Lake Realty kill of her own. To bring her side within 10, they trail 23-13. Rebels down. McKee to serve for Rich. It's into the net. McKee usually an ace server, but has some difficulty there, and it gives Lyman the set point. They lead 24-13. Service from Walker, handled by Peart. McKee setting, Stacy hitting, and Stacy gets her first kill of the set to my records. And the Rebels keeping it alive. They're down, though, 24-14 in the first set. McKenna Stacy to serve for the Rebels. Her serve gets across, a good one, goes to Hansen. Walker setting, Hansen hitting for the Eagles. It's a comprehensive family dental dig, and now Lamborn hits it, partially deflected. The Lyman Eagles have it their end of the court. Set to the backside, both sides keeping it alive. Huffaker just pokes it across, and a Rebel point on a error from the Eagles. It was Stacy who had a great dig to keep the service alive, and then Lamborn hit it over, and then Huffaker afterwards. And now it's 24-15 Rebels, but Stacy hits it into the net foundation, and it's a Eagle point to win the first set. They claim it 25-15 after the first set. That's our Auto Farm Chevrolet first set. We had our beginning serve, and we'll take a quick break here, and the Rebels look to get back on track in set number 2, but they trail 1-0 after 1.
Two roads diverged in a wood, and I I had just purchased new tires at Plains Tire in Evanston. The trained tire technicians at Plains Tire expertly mounted, balanced, and aligned my new tires, so I was feeling good. While I was there, they changed my oil, checked my brakes, fixed my AC, and made sure my shocks were in tip-top shape. And with their lifetime alignment checks and tire rotations, I was ready to roll. So, thanks to Plains Tire, when 2 roads diverged in a wood, I took the one less traveled. Plains Tire, 157 Fair River Drive, Evanston.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Berg Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
Welcome back to Lyman High. The Rebels trail 1-0. The Eagles won that first set 25-15. And Rich just coming out slow. I mean, there's no other way to put it. And Bryce Hansen, wow, can she swing the ball hard? And she punished it 7 times for 7 kills in that first set. As we get ready for set number 2. And our beginning serve brought to you by Town & Country Realty. Thanks to Pam Cornea, selling Bear Lake in Utah and Idaho. You'll want to give Pam Cornea a call at 435-779-0012. We are ready to restart the match. Eagles up 1-0. Rebels fell in the Salt Lake area yesterday against Intermountain Christian School. And now they're looking at dropping 2 in a row. If they can't get back on track, they trail 1-0. And to get us going will be Raven Heaton for the Eagles. Her serve gets across. It goes to Lamborn. McKee setting up for Stacy on the far side. It's handled by Bradshaw, though, and the Eagles now have it at their end. Bradshaw hits hard, but McKee can set it up. Tingy passes, and Huffaker on the third hit sends it to the back line of the Eagles. Walker setting. Dickerson hitting, and it's going to be in. Hit the line, or deflected, they rule, for an Eagle point. And just like the first set, Lyman grabs the first point of the set. Lyman with a 1-0 lead in the second set and a 1-0 lead in the match. Here's Heaton to serve. It goes to Peart near the net, and McKee can only knock it into the net on her pass attempt for an Eagle point, and they're up 2-0. Rebels once again falling behind early on. Here's Heaton to serve. Has Lamborn at her knees, and then McKee passing over to Stacy, who knocks it across. Walker sets up. Bradshaw hits to the back line, but Stacy is there, and Stacy gets it right back to her, and she hits to Hansen, who's deep in the middle. Walker setting. Dickerson just tapping it across and finds a hole in the defense for an Eagle point. They lead 3-0. Raven Heaton to continue to serve for the Lyman Eagles. Heaton serves. A whistle is blown before service, and the referees will have a discussion with the Rebels. They look a little confused on the matter. An explanation is given, and I wish I got the explanation, as I too am full of curiosity right now. I believe we will redo the point, though. No, it's going to be given to the Lyman Eagles, so 4-0 Lyman after that. Now the serve has Rebels on the offense, as Stacy has it partially deflected, but the Eagles can handle it. Bradshaw on the near side hitting cross court. Stacy hits it too far ahead, and Dickerson makes her pay for that. As she blasts it to the near corner, it goes off the arms of Annie Peart, and it's now 5-0 Lyman. Eagles once again jumping out to an early and commanding lead. Raven Heaton to serve. A rainbow serve, and it's poorly handled by Annie Peart. It goes off her arms and into the back wall for an Eagle point. It is 6-0 Lyman. Junior Raven Heaton will serve, and next time it's a donation to the Net Foundation for a Rebel point. They get on the scoreboard. It is 6-1 Lyman. McKenna Stacy, the senior, serves for Rich. A strong serve and too strong. It goes out the back line for a Lyman point. They're up 7-1 in the second set, and they lead 1-0. A jumping and running hit. A serve, I should say, from Bradshaw. Huffaker, though, has the Rebels get the point after she barely taps it across, and the Rich Rebels get a kill thanks to Dixie Huffaker, who will now check out of the game. Rich trailing 7-2, and Grohl checks in for the Eagles. Check that for the Lyman. Check for the Rebels. So here's Grohl to serve after all that. Her serve from number 14 goes to the opposing number 14, and the Rebels set it up for Dickerson, who hits it across. McKee setting. Annie Peart hitting. Now Walker sets for the Lyman Eagles. An epic recreation block thanks to Sage Tingy. A dump set by Lyman. A pancake dig from McKee, and the Rebels on the third set dump set it across by Brittany Lamborn. Now Walker sets up, and an epic recreation block again by Sage Tingy and Annie Peart this time. Stacy sets it over to Lamborn. She hits and hits too hard. A point for the Eagles, but what a rally that was, and a pair of blocks thanks to Sage Tingy and Annie Peart. It is 8-2 Lyman. 8-2 Lyman. Rose to serve. It has two Rebels setting them down to their knees, but they get it over. Hansen hits hard. Stacy's there for it, though. McKee passes it across to Lamborn, and her shot goes into the net partially, and a Eagle point as it hits the Rebel part of the floor. And the lead is up to 7. It is 9-2 on the station on main scoreboard. Lyman ahead. Here's Rose to serve. Rose serves. A whistle is blown, and I believe the Rebels have an illegal formation where they are staggering their players. The referee trying to choreograph where the Rebels can line up before the serve. And the Eagles take another point. It's now 10-2. Service goes to Grohl. Stacy from behind the 6-foot line hits hard. Bradshaw flies for it but gets to it. And now Hansen has her hard hit deflected out of play for a Rebel point, or for a Lyman point. It is 11-2 Lyman. They are dominating right now. They won the first set 25-15, and they're not looking back. They're up 9 right now in the second set. Here's Rose to serve. Grohl with a good pass up in the air. Peart hits off that, and Rose then deflects it out of play. A Bear Lake Realty kill for Annie Peart. And the Rebels come within 8. It's 11-3 Eagles. Stacy back to serve for Rich. A strong serve goes to Bradshaw deep in the middle. Walker passing it up, and then Hansen has her hit partially deflected, but the Rebels can deal with it. Lamborn hits difficultly. And now here come the Eagles on their end. Bryce Hansen hits to the far corner, and it's partially deflected and out of play for a Lyman point. They're up 12-3 on the station on main scoreboard in the second set, leading 1-0. Lyman has come out here and punched Rich in the mouth. A service from Walker gets across. Grohl passing on the third hit. McKee can only knock it over. Lyman setting up an attack. Hansen kills. Yes, she does. It's Dickerson, and Hansen high-fiving afterwards. After Lyman claims the 13th point of the second set, they lead by 10. It's 13-3. Smith will check in for Grohl. Mackenzie Smith back in the game for the Rebels. Lyman to serve. Service from Walker. Has Tingy down on her knees, but she can handle it. Then Annie Peart has her hit trickle over the net and deflected out of play for a Rebel point. They come within 9, but a large margin to overcome. It's 13-4. Brittany Lamborn, the junior, serves too strong and out of play. The service errors are killing the Rebels right now. They're down 14-4. A 14-4 leading serve from Bryce Hansen. A lollipop goes right across, and Stacy then passes it over to Peart. A dig from the Eagles' side keeps it going, and now the Rebels have it at their own in the court. McKee tries to catch the defense sleeping, as she does on the set to the far corner, and on the line for a Rebel point. It is now 14-5 Lyman. Annie Peart serves for Rich, and her service is far and wide. A point for the Lyman Eagles, who lead by 10 again. It's 15-5. In the second set, they lead 1-0. Service gets over for Caroline Bradshaw. Stacy taking the pass and able to get the far line for a point. Rebels are now within 9 again. It's 15-6 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Here's McKee's service. Rose backs up to deal with it. She passes it near the net, and it's not going to get over, and it was one of those 50-50 calls if the pass would get over, but it hits the Lyman portion of the court for a Rebel point. 15-7 Eagles. McKee serves for Rich. A point for the Rebels, as it looked like an illegal formation of some sorts in football terms for Lyman. I think too many players were in front of the 6-foot line or 10-foot line. McKee to serve for the Rebels nevertheless. Walker setting for the Eagles. Goes to the far corner, and that's where Kenzie Sill will poke it across. Now Stacy on the third hit can only knock it over. Sill passes near the net. Bradshaw hits, but hits it awkwardly and into the net. And the Rebels getting a couple points in a row. They're up to a 15-9 deficit. Trailing by 6, McKee will serve again. McKee serves. It goes to Sage Bradshaw. She now takes the pass and hits it over, and that's Lamborn waiting for patiently. McKee sets up for Huffaker, and Huffaker has her shot partially deflected, but hits the Lyman floor for a Rebel point. The Rebels are on a roll. They trail by 5. It's 15-10. McKee serves. Rose backs up, and now Bradshaw on the third hit sends it deep for Lamborn to pass up. Stacy hits, and she punishes the ball for a Bear Lake Realty kill. The Rebels are within 4. At one point, they trailed by as many as 10. Now they're down by 4, thanks to great serving from Taylor McKee and offense by her starting 5 in front of her. Her serve gets over. The Eagles are discombobulated, but they get to it, and they get it across. McKee passes for Stacy, who hits hard, and it's deflected out of bounds by Kendall Dickerson. The Rebels are making a comeback now. They are down 15-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard in the second set. Service from McKee trickles over the tape. And that's Bryce Hansen from way back getting a kill as the Rebel defense had a hole. And Hansen found it. It is 16-12 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Lyman leads 1-0 in the second set. Heaton serves. Goes to Peart. Stacy knocks it across after McKee's set. Now Bradshaw has her hit up in the air thanks to Stacy, who has a pass head to her. It's going to be a Bear Lake Realty kill for McKenna Stacy, as the wall built by the Lyman Eagles only knocks it to their floor, and the Rebels come within 3. It's 16-13. Service gets across for Stacy. Lyman knocks it over. Huffaker's there, and a whistle is blown, and a point will be given to the Lyman Eagles. Huffaker flirting very closely with the net. Lyman leads 17-13, a close one now. Service from the Eagles gets over. Huffaker hits well, and it sends a couple Eagles flying around, but they get it across somehow. And now Rich has it. Lamborn just floats it over. A comprehensive family dental dig from Heaton, and the Rebels will try once again. A block by Kendall Dickerson goes to the Rebel bench, after it's deflected by Brittany Lamborn, and now the lead's up to 5 for Lyman. It's 18-13 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Sage Bradshaw, a sophomore, will serve for Lyman. Up by 5 in the second set. Service gets over. McKee setting. Sage Tingey hitting and using just a little bit of finesse with it to get the kill. And the Rebels come within 4. It's 18-14 now, Lyman ahead. Mackenzie Smith will serve. Smith throws and hits. Rose sets it up. Then Walker passes on the near side for Hansen, who hits hard. And it's too hard for Mackenzie Smith. A kill for Bryce Hansen. And now the lead's up to 5 for Lyman. 19-15 Eagles. We're in our second set. Lyman leading 1-0. Dickerson serves. Too strong, out of play. Service error. Point goes to the Rebels. 19-16. Rich within 3. Service gets over for Sage Tingey. And Lyman knocks it back over. McKee setting. Lamborn hitting hard. It's deflected out of play. A kill for Brittany Lamborn. And now it is 19-16 as the scoreboard reads. Sage Tingey will serve for the Rebels. Her service goes Rose and has Rose backing up to handle it. Then Hansen takes the pass and puts it right down to the floor for a Lyman point. They lead 20-16 in the second set. Brooklyn Walker will serve for the Eagles. Walker's service goes to Smith. And then McKee tracks it down out of play, and Peart knocks it over. Now the Eagles have it. Walker passes to Hansen, and Tingey doesn't know what to deal with it as it was coming in like a fastball. Hits the floor, a point for Lyman. 21-16 Eagles. Walker serves, goes to Stacy in the middle. Then McKee passing over to Peart, who has her hit block, and the Rebels retry again. And a dump set from Lamborn is too soft, does not get across, so a fourth hit gives the Lyman Eagles their 22nd point. They're up 22-16. Service from Lyman is too much for Sage Tingey. She deflects it out of play. A service ace for Brooklyn Walker. It is 23-16. Coach Lamborn calls timeout as her side is in another deficit in the second set. We'll take a T7 propane timeout of our own. Rebels trail 23-16 against the Lyman Eagles.
When you enter the city limits of the town of Woodruff, the sign welcomes you to a place with the coldest temps and the warmest hearts. Settled in 1870, we celebrate the values of kindness, compassion, and friendliness, knowing a community's greatness may best be measured by the compassionate actions of its members. Mayor Scott Sabian, council members Millie Bradshaw, Raymond Franson, Ken Stewart, and Jason Peterson, with Secretary Lisa Bell, welcome you and say,
Go Red Rebels!
Here's Brooklyn Walker to serve for Lyman. Her side up 23-16. Lyman bats it over to the back line. And then Lamborn hits hard for Rich. Rose knocks it up in the air. Walker passing. Hansen hitting. Goes off the arms of Smith for a Eagle point. It is now 24-16. Rebels down 8 in the second set, trailing 1-0. Here is the set point for Brooklyn Walker to serve. Her service goes too deep, though, and the Lyman Eagles will have to wait. It is now 24-17. Rebels trail in the second set. Lamborn serves. Her serve goes deep in the middle to Rose, who has Walker pass it across. Stacy hits the back line, and it's in for a Bear Lake Realty kill for McKenna Stacy. Rebels stringing together a couple points with their backs against the wall. It is now 24-18 Lyman. Here's junior Brittany Lamborn to serve. Goes to Rose again. A poor pass from Rose has Walker out of bounds to deal with it, and then Hansen can only bump it across. McKee sets up. Peart hits hard. Dickerson poorly handles it, goes off the basketball rim, and a point for the Rebels. Rich putting together 3 straight points after the timeout. They trail 24-19. Lamborn serves. Her serve goes to Rose again. Walker passing, Hanson hitting, Smith ready there. McKee has her set blocked, but a error on the Lyman Eagles as they went too close to that line at Rebel point. They trail 24-20. Lamborn to serve again. Now Walker setting up for the Eagles. Hanson hitting hard. 2 Rebels there to deal with it, though. Up in the air, Stacy dump sets it across, finds a hole in the defense. And what is going on here? It is now 24-21, but the scoreboard reads 24-20 still. Well, I'm not the one that keeps official score, so it is 24-20 Lyman. Lamborn serves again. Rose there, sets it up. Walker passes, and it's going to be hit into the net for a Rebel point. It is 24-21. Rebels on a run. With their back against the wall, Brittany Lamborn with some excellent serving to keep her side alive. Here's Lamborn's serve, gets across. It's too near the net, and the pass hits the Lyman floor, and the Rebels are within 2. It's 24-22. And a timeout is called. We'll take another timeout of our own. Rebels down 24-22 on the Station on Main scoreboard.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds. Plus job listings, fun giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch live as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches, catch up on local and regional news, and get accurate weather conditions and forecasts. Visit mylocalradio.com, like us on Facebook, and stream it all now.
Rebels trail by 2. They're making it interesting. 24-22 in the second set. Lamborn serves across. Walker passing. Hit it off the head of McKenna Stacy. It's deflected out of play, and that's how Lyman takes the second set. 25-22, a closer affair after a Rebel comeback late. And Lyman leads 2-0 here at home for the Eagles. Rich in unfamiliar territory right now as the Eagles have come out here and really shocked the Rebels. So Rich drops the first set 25-15. Then in the second set, a late comeback makes things interesting, but ultimately Lyman grabs it 25-22, and they look to sweep the Rebels in the third set. We'll take a timeout now, and when we return, we'll have our third set brought to you by Rich County Government. Rebels with a championship cause.
If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
We welcome you back to Lyman High School, and the Rebels are surprised to find themselves on the wrong side of a 2-0 set deficit. Here's Stacy to serve, though. Stacy serves to begin the third set. The Town and Country Realty beginning serve. Lyman knocks it over, and a point for the Eagles, as it appears an error was called on the Rebels. And for the third straight set, Lyman takes the first point. They lead 1-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Service from Bradshaw, barely gets over. Huffaker's there out of play, and Stacy passes over to Peart, who knocks it across. Brooklyn Walker sets up. Hanson hits hard, and the Rebels somehow dig it up and send it right back where it came from. Now Dickerson hits, and it's a barely Comprehensive Family Dental dig, and a pair of them. Stacy then Tingy, but Tingy's goes out of play for a Eagle point. It is 2-zip Lyman. Once again, Lyman grabbing the set by the horns. They lead 2-0. Service is a strong one and too strong for Stacy as she passes it out of play for a Lyman point. They have jumped out to a hat trick. It's 3-0 Lyman. In the third set, they lead 2-0. Bradshaw serves over. Stacy this time can deal with it with ease. Pass goes to Lamborn, who dump sets to the back line. And now Walker setting up. Hanson, who runs into an epic recreation block by Dixie Huffaker and Sage Tingy. And the Rebels are on the scoreboard. It's 3-1 Lyman in the third set, brought to you by Rich County Government. Rebels trail 2-0, but Mackenzie Smith will try and cut into this deficit as she begins her service. The junior Smith serves too deep. Lyman takes the point, and they grow their lead back to 3. It's 4-1 Eagles. Charsley Rose, the junior, and the libero will serve for Lyman. Run, jump, hit from Rose. McKee passes it over to Lamborn on the far side. And then Dickerson on the near side hits too far and out of play for the Lyman Eagles. A Rebel point. It is now 4-2 Lyman. 4-2 Lyman. It's Sage Tingy, the senior, to serve. Her serve barely gets over the net. Lyman can handle it for now. They knock it across, and Tingy's there to greet it. And then Annie Peart hits it to Bradshaw. Set by Walker, and tapping it over was Hanson. Lamborn hits into a wall. Stacy digs it up, and then McKee knocks it across. Huffaker Lamborn from her back foot knocks it over with one hand. And a diving effort for Sage Tingy, but she deflects it out of play, and the Lyman Eagles take the 5th point. They're up 5-2. Here is Brooklyn Walker, the senior, to serve for Lyman. A strong serve barely gets over the net for a service ace. And the Eagles are up by 4. It is 6-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard in our Rich County Government third set. We're waiting for our precision play of the game, brought to you by McKay Frankham Dental Services. But for now, Walker serves to Smith, who knocks it over the net ever so slightly, and the Lyman Eagles are waiting for it. They push it right back to the floor on the Rebel end for an Eagle point. It's 7-2 Lyman. Walker serves. Smith sends Tingy near the crowd to deal with it, and then McKee on the third try can only knock it over. Walker passes it up for Hanson, who hits it right to the face of Smith, and her instincts took over. Her hands went up, the ball hit it and hit the floor, and the Eagles are up 6 now. It's 8-2 on the Station on Main scoreboard. Lyman ahead. Walker serves. McKee setting hard, and Andy Peart hits it even harder, and the Eagles scramble to get to it, but they are unable to as it went off the hands of Kenzie Sill for a Rebel point. It's now 8-3 Lyman. Early here in the third set, Brittany Lamborn serves. Rose greets it. And Hanson hits hard, but this time Smith is ready for that as she knocks it in the air. A hard hit from Annie Peart looking for the back right corner, but she hits it too hard and out of play. Eagles take the point. It's 9-3 now, Lyman. Service from Hanson goes to Smith. McKee setting, Stacy hitting. It's partially blocked, but goes out of play for a Bear Lake Realty kill and a Rebel point. It's 9-4 Eagles. Junior Annie Peart will serve now for Rich. She throws, runs, jumps, and hits. Walker setting it up for Bradshaw, and Lamborn has her pass go out of play for a Lyman point. The lead's up to 6. It's 10-4. 10-4 Lyman in the third set. They lead 2-0. Emma Nelson will serve now for Lyman. Her service goes to Stacy. McKee passes it to Stacy, and her hit is partially deflected, but the Eagles can handle it. An Epic Recreation block there from Taylor McKee, but the Eagles get it right back over. Now McKee setting. Stacy hits too hard and too low. It goes into the net, and the Eagles have grown their lead up to 7. It's 11-4 on the Station on Main scoreboard in the third set, brought to you by Rich County Government. Nelson serves. Stacy back there, and then it's going to be Taylor McKee with a quick dump set, and the Eagles are ready for it, but still awkwardly has it float through her fingers. And a point for the Rebels, nevertheless, and it's now 11-5 Lyman. McKee with the service. Has Rose flying, but she gets to it. Dickerson hits hard into a block, but that block goes out of play for a Lyman point. It's 12-5 Eagles in the third set. Rich trails 2-0. Back to serve for the Lyman Eagles is junior Raven Heaton. Her side leads by 7. Heaton hits the ball to the floor a couple times, then serves. Lamborn passes it up, then McKee passes it over to Stacy, who pushes it across. And that's the same return by Lyman. Now the Eagles have it, or now the Rebels have it, and Huffaker knocks it over. Walker sets up for Bradshaw, who gets it in. It's partially deflected, hit the Rebel court, and it's 13-5 advantage Lyman. Heaton will serve for a second time in a row now. Raven Heaton serves, goes to Stacy. She passes to McKee, who passes it right back to her, and her hit is going to be a Bear Lake Realty kill, as a couple Eagles were scrambling to get to it, but it hit the floor after being deflected. It's now 13-6 Lyman. Here's Stacy to serve. Hard serve from Stacy. Nelson there to greet it. Then Bradshaw hits through the hands of McKee. It goes out of play, and a Lyman point. Their lead is up to 8. It's 14-6 in the Rich County Government third set. Rebels trailing 2-0 and by 8 in the third set. Service from Lyman goes over to Lamborn. Lamborn passes to McKee, who has a pass right back to her, and then she just bumps it over. Now the Eagles have it. Walker sets up for Hanson. She hits into a block, but a double hit for the Rebels. Give the Eagles the point. It's now 15-6 Lyman. Rebels have trailed by as many as 10 today, and they never really seemed all that into it. Here's the service from Lyman. Dickerson to be exact. A whistle is blown, though, mid-service, and I think it's going to be another error on the Rebels in their formation before the serve. Point goes to Lyman. It is 16-6 Eagles. They lead by 10 in the third set. 2-0 as well. And Sage Bradshaw hits it into the net for a Rebel point. A much-needed one as well. Rich trails by 9 in the third set, 16-7. Mackenzie Smith is back to serve for the Rebels. She serves, gets over, passing it up is Walker for Dickerson, who hits too hard and too low into the net for a Rebel point. 16-8 now on the Station on Main scoreboard. Lyman. Smith serves for Rich. Walker setting. And Hanson hits, and it's a comprehensive family dental dig by McKenna Stacy. Then Lamborn hits into the net, and a block keeps it alive, but Sage Tingy finds a hole in the defense and gives the Rebels the point. It's 16-9. 16-9, Smith to serve for the Rebels. Her service goes over, and a poor pass there by Nelson, too close to the net. The Rebels take the point with ease on a service ace brought to you by the Crawford Trough. 16-10 Lyman. Rich trails by 6. Smith serves. Walker setting. Dickerson floats it over and finds a hole in the defense. As it was Mackenzie Smith who dove for it, but unable to get it off the ground. 17-10 Lyman on the Station on Main scoreboard. Rich trails 2-0 in our Rich County Government third set. Kendall Dickerson serves for Lyman. McKee takes the initial pass and sets up Tingy, who goes into a block, and the Rebels somehow get it across, though. Now Lyman has it. They hit into a block built by Sage Tingy, and they try again, and this time they're able to find a piece of the hardwood inbounds for a point. It is now an 18-10 advantage for Lyman. A T7 propane timeout is called by Coach Lamborn. We will step aside. It's 18-10 Lyman. They lead 2-0 in the third set now.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics on MyLocalRadio.com is brought to you by these Rebel Sports Boosters, LSR Refrigerated, and the Walletines in Garden City. Darren, Tricia, and the entire Walletine clan wish the Rebels good luck. And by Cat Answer Technical Services, proudly supporting the Rich Rebels. The staff at Cat Answer Technical Services wish the Rebels good luck on the field, on the court, in the classroom, and in life.
Go Rich Rebels!
We're towards the later portion of our third set here at Lyman High. Eagles lead 2-0, and they have a commanding lead now over the Rebels as they lead 18-10, and they serve it across. Rebels deal with it. Lamborn hits it on the third set, goes to Rose. Walker sets up for Hansen, hits hard, partially deflected by Tingy. Now the Rebels set it up for Annie Peart, who's able to find the inside portion of the court in the back left corner for a Rebel point. It is 18-11 Lyman. Eagles lead by 7, and they lead 2-0. Here's Sage Tingy to serve for Rich. Goes to Rose, then Walker able to corral it into a knockover for Hansen. McKee passing it up. Peart hits into a wall, but that wall goes out of play for a Rebel point. Once again, Rich having success after a timeout. They grab the first 2 points. It's a 18-12 lead for the Eagles. Here's the service from Sage Tingy. Walker setting up for Hansen, and Hansen picks up another kill. She's in the double digits for this match. It's 19-13 Lyman. They are 6 points away from sweeping the Rebels. Service gets over, and now the Rebels deal with it near the net, and it gets out of play for a Lyman point after a bit of a cluster. And 20-13 is the score. A short service from Walker gives the Rebels their 14th point. It is now 20-14 Rebels. The scoreboard is not updated though, so we'll have to wait and see. Lamborn serves, goes to Rose, sets up, and the Eagles somehow get it over. Now McKee passing. Stacy hits it, partially deflected. An Eagle goes flying, hits the floor. Rebels take the point. And now the scoreboard reads 20-14, but by my records it should be 20-15, but I don't keep the official score. So 20-14 Rebels on the service for Lamborn goes out of play, and Lyman does take the 21st point. It's 21-14 Eagles. Service from Hansen somehow gets over, a short serve. Stacy takes the pass, floats it across. Lyman's ready for it. Walker sets up, and a hit by Bradshaw trickles over the net. Then Stacy hits to the back left line, and that's going to be a diving Hansen trying to get to it, but unable to. And the Rebels take the point. It is 20-15. 21-15 Lyman. We're in the third set. They lead 2-0. Annie Peart serves for Rich. Hansen gets to her knees. It's back behind the line, and then Rose hits it over. Now Tingy passing it over, and Huffaker hits into a wall. Tingy once again passes up to McKee. This time it's Stacy who hits hard. A Bear Lake Realty kill from McKenna Stacy. 21-16 Lyman. Rebels trying to make it interesting here. They need to. They need to win this to avoid a sweep. Annie Peart serves. And a Crawford Trough service ace from Annie Peart, and that may be our McKay Frankham precision play of the game as well. 21-17 Lyman. Eagles trail, and they're trying to make a comeback. Rebels trail. Peart serves, goes to Rose. Lyman poorly handles it, and they can only set it across in the third hit. This loads up for Stacy, hits hard into a Dickerson dig, and it gets across the net. Then Lyman pokes it over as it was just north of the net. And the Eagles stop the Rebel run. They go up by 5. It's 22-17. They lead 2-0 as we are in our Rich County Government third set. Service from Nelson gets over to Stacy. She passes it across the net. A poorly handled pass as that's teed up for a Lyman Eagle. Dickerson hits it down, and now it's 23-17. 23-17 Lyman. Service from Nelson. Goes over, and now McKee passes to Stacy. Hits hard. It's partially deflected out of play for a kill by McKenna Stacy. 23-18. Rich within 5 here in the third set. Rebels drop the first 2 sets and fighting for their lives in the third set now. McKee serves, goes to Rose, and then Nelson passes up and Rose bats it over. McKee sets up for Sage Tingy, and her hit is partially deflected out of play for a Bear Lake Realty kill. It is 23-19. Rebels trail by 4. McKee to serve. Greeting at her knees was Nelson, and now Walker on the last hit runs into a block, and they restart things over. Here's Bradshaw on the near side. McKee blasted into the air. Then Lamborn passes near the net. And then that's Stacy knocking it across. Lyman hits it right back over. McKee setting for Stacy. Hits hard. It's partially deflected into the net, but the Rebels take the point. They are within 3 now. It's 23-20. Lyman up, but the Rebels making a comeback in the third set. McKee to serve. It's Walker setting on the far side for Bradshaw. She hits it barely in play for a Lyman point. They are 1 point away from sweeping the Rebels. They are up 24-20. Rich dropped the first 2 sets, and Lyman looks to put the nail in the coffin now. Here's Raven Heaton to serve. Her serve's an easy one. It goes up the middle to Lamborn, who passes, and then McKee hits into a block. Now here's Stacy hitting. She floats it over this time near the net. Lyman bats it closer to their end line. Then it goes over. Lamborn passes. Stacy dumps it across, and that's going to be a kill for McKenna Stacy to keep the Rebels alive. It is 24-21. Lyman up by 3 in the third set, leading 2-0. Stacy serves, trickles over the net. Lyman somehow gets to it. Dickerson hits hard, but too hard, and the Rebels are within 2 on the Station on Main scoreboard. It is 24-22. Eagles up 2. Here's McKenna Stacy to serve with her back against the wall. A good serve. Hanson handles. Walker gets to it. Dickerson hits hard, and that will be the ball game. Kendall Dickerson finds a hole in the defense for a kill. And the Lyman Eagles win 25-22 in the third set. They sweep the Rich Rebels and shock them. It's the first time all season long, I believe, since the Rebels have been swept. And they defeated Lyman in their last matchup 3-1, but this time they are swept by the Eagles on the road. Well, folks, we'll now get into our post-game show, so stick around. We'll have our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap and then our Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. So don't go too far, Rebel fans. Lyman wins, though, 25-22 in set number 3, and they sweep the Rebels at home.
Whether you need a big bite to eat, a tasty snack, or a sweet treat, the Crawford Trough in Randolph has it all to satisfy your cravings. From tasty burgers and wraps, patty melts and perfect pitas to fresh salads, home-cut fries, crispy onion rings, and of course, that silky smooth ice cream. The Crawford Trough can feed your hunger and then some. And if you haven't tried one of the Trough's mixed sodas, your taste buds don't know what they're missing. Stop in today at the place to eat and drink, the Crawford Trough at 120 South Main, Randolph.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work. perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The town council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District. If the idea of owning your own home in beautiful Bear Lake sounds like more than your finances can handle, visit the experts at Bear Lake Realty to learn how you can make it happen. Gary and Amber McKee at Bear Lake Realty can show you how to buy a home and rent it out, so it pays for itself while you enjoy it some of the time as well. And soon, you'll have your own place in the Caribbean of the Rockies. No one knows the market better, and no one else serves you better than Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome into our Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. The Rebels dropped to the Lyman Eagles 3-0 on the road. And now let's get into our Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. Thanks to Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho. Let's have our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. So Lyman never relinquished the lead once this afternoon. They jumped out to a lead in grabbing the first point of each set. They won the first set 25-15. That would be the largest margin of victory for Lyman. Then in the second set, they won 25-22 after a late comeback from the Rebels, who at one point trailed by 10. And the same happened in the third set, nearly a carbon copy as Lyman jumped out to a commanding lead. Rebels made it interesting at the end, but ultimately would fall 25-22. And that is our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, where fresh and fast meat gourmet sandwiches, fresh and fast every single time. Go visit them at 113 Front Street in Evanston. Never a bad sandwich by our Jimmy John's. So that's our Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. We're in our Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. Rebels fell to the Lyman Eagles on the road in a shocking loss, I would say. Maybe not the result, but the way it got there, as the Eagles really demolished the Rebels with ease, especially after the Rebels won the last time these two sides met a few weeks ago and commandingly 3-1. We'll continue on here in our Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. We'll take another break, and when we get back, we'll get into our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital post-game highlights. Count on us to care. That's Bear Lake Memorial Hospital post-game highlights. So don't go anywhere, Rebel fans. Rich gets swept by the Lyman Eagles 3-0 on the road.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of almost 6,300 feet and with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that's one reason the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, respect, a love for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Lynn Weston and the town board proudly support the Rich Rebels and hope you'll be able to visit soon and come back often.
Welcome back to Lyman High. We are in our Mound Valley Cattle Company post-game show. Rich fell to the Eagles 3-0. And now let's get into our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital post-game highlights. So our McKay Frankham precision play of the game will come off the hand of Annie Peart. She had an excellent kill, able to thread the needle between two defenders and find the back left corner. And that's our McKay Frankham precision play of the game. Dental care at reasonable rates for the whole family. Go visit them at 170 Arrowhead Drive. And Annie Peart will pick up a coupon to the movie theaters in town back in Evanston, so she can enjoy that later. And that is our McKay Frankham Dental Services precision play of the game in our Bear Lake Memorial Hospital post-game highlights. I got to be honest, there's not a whole lot of highlights, and I'm sure the players and coaching staff would say the same this game. The Rebels really never had an opportunity to really take a lead in this game. Lyman never gave up the lead. The only time we were tied was before service began. Lyman won the first set of each point of each set. Lyman won the first point of each set, I should say, and never looked back. We were never tied, and it was all Eagles in this one. So Rebels look to put this one in the rear view mirror and move on to next outing, and we'll get into that in our Western Ag Credit Roundup calendar. We'll take another break here, and then when we return, we'll have our Roundup calendar, so don't go anywhere, Rebel fans. However, Lyman wins 3-0. We're in our Mound Valley Cattle Company postgame show.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care. When it comes to farming and ranching, it makes good sense to work with a lender who understands finance and agriculture. Western Ag Credit is an independent cooperative owned by the farmers and ranchers who borrow from it. With competitive rates, your loan is tailored to match your business needs. Real estate, livestock, equipment, and operating expenses. When it comes to farming and ranching financing, Western Ag Credit in Evanston is your partner in agriculture. Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
Let's wrap things up now from Lyman High. Eagles defeated the Rebels 3-0 as we get into the final portion of our Mound Valley Cattle Company postgame show. It's our Roundup calendar. It's brought to you by Western Ag Credit. They've got a food drive going on now through October 9th. They're going to match every pound of donation for 50 cents, so be sure to donate to that great cause by Western Ag Credit. Let's take a look ahead at what's on the calendar, though, for the Rebels. So we'll next be in action this upcoming Thursday against the Utah School of Deaf and Blind, a 4:30 p.m. start. And then afterwards, on Friday, we have a doubleheader. Rebel football is on the road at North Summit. They look to build off of their win last night down in Layton Christian Academy, snapping a 13-game losing streak. So hopefully the Rebels can improve to 2-0 in the last 2 weeks. That'll be a 7 p.m. kickoff under the lights, 6:15 pregame show, and the volleyball team is at home, though. They will host Mount Vernon for a 6 p.m. start. I will be at North Summit, though, for that football game. And a week from today, a rematch for the volleyball squad against Intermountain Christian Academy. They played last night, and the Lions bested the Rebels 3-1. This is the first time Rich has dropped 2 in a row this season, and I got to open the history books to see the last time the Rebels lost 2 in a row. Well, folks, for Val Cook, my producer, and Shay Spinda, my camera person, I'm Matthew Peterson, signing off from Lyman High. Eagles win 3-0 over your Rich Rebels.
You've been tuned in to Rich High School Rebel Volleyball on Rebel Radio, KADQ FM 98.3, with video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's match has been brought to you by these Rebel supporting businesses and individuals: Evanston Regional Hospital, Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley, The Come On in Casper, Plains Tire, The Best Western Dunmar Inn and Legal Tender, Freeway Tire, Auto Farm Chevrolet, Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the aforementioned rights holder.